But did you know you can make tortillas out of red lentils? Well, it turns out you sure can. Join me today as we make this delicious, easy red lentil tortilla recipe. Now, I love these in particular because they're vegan and gluten-free. They're also kind of colorful, bendable, nice little texture to them like tortillas. They're customizable because you can add your own seasonings to them. They are super easy to make with just a few simple ingredients, and they're a little extra source of plant protein, which is great. If you're new here, I'm Melanie with Inspired Epicurean. We share delicious vegan recipes and sustainable lifestyle tips for a greener, more vibrant future. I'm so glad you decided to tune in today. Let's dive in and get started. All right, so to make this, we need split red lentils. A little tip here, you may want to give them a rinse before you proceed with the rest of the recipe, just to make sure you get any little bits of dust and debris off. Then we have water. Just using regular water. I have filtered water that's part of my tap, so I'm doing filtered water today. Use what you have on hand. A little bit of salt and whatever seasonings you would like. Today, I'm going with a fun little bit of sriracha sauce to add some umami flavor to it. But if you want to toss in some garlic powder or some onion powder, whatever is kind of your favorite, feel free to customize away. First, soak your lentils in water for several hours, usually about 4. It doesn't need to be overnight unless that just happens to work for your schedule. I already had some ready to go that I started soaking this morning, and all you have to do is take both the lentils and the water that they've been soaking in and add them directly to your blender. We're also going to add in our seasonings. That includes our salt and the sriracha sauce. And just to get it all out. Lid on. And we're going to blend for about 30 seconds. I created this recipe, FYI, before having a Vitamix blender. You can absolutely do this even if your blender isn't quite as high powered. Then heat your skillet over medium, low heat. So I'm using a cast iron skillet today. I am going to add just a little bit of olive oil. And I'm just going to quickly coat it with my brush. You can use whatever kind of neutral oil you have. Just make sure it is a neutral flavor and it can withstand the heat. If you're using a coated nonstick, you may not have to do this step, but this is what I have to do when using cast iron. We have a pretty pourable consistency here, and the skillet has spent a couple minutes heating up. So we're just gonna add it in. It may dribble a little bit, that is just part of the process. And then quickly take the back of the spoon to spread it out. And if it breaks at all while you're doing this, you can just kind of use the spoon to correct it. Or pour a little more batter in if you want to. So you can kind of see the thinner parts get more of a matte look to them, a little more tan. Some bubbles have come up through the top. And I'm being gentle with the cast iron in the spatula, I promise. You can tell you can slide the spatula under, and then you know it's ready to flip. It's like a little lentil pancake almost. Cook them for a few minutes on each side. Because I'm using a cast iron today, I may have some darker spots than you might with your cast iron or your nonstick skillet. But then I just transfer to a wire rack and get ready to repeat the process. Serve warm or store them in an airtight container in the fridge for a few days, or you can freeze and store them for up to 6 months. I love spreading mine with hummus and filling with roasted veggies. I've added the hummus, I've added the roasted veggies. It is officially taste test time. Question is, did I overfill this? And can I eat this daintily? I'll find out. And that's really good. It tastes delicious. You've got the savory, obviously the veggies and the hummus add some flavor to it. But the tortillas themselves, they're hearty enough to handle it, which is fantastic, wonderful texture, and it adds just kind of a really light, earthy flavor to it. So this recipe is already low waste, which is fantastic. Of course, if you have the opportunity to buy organic red lentils, I would recommend doing so. And if you have any veggies that need to be used, maybe you have some left over from a recipe, another recipe, or maybe you need to go ahead and just use them before you lose them, this is a great way to make sure that you're getting the most out of the food in your pantry. Of course, I will include the link to the full recipe in the below description, or head on over to the site through the QR code on the side of the screen. Be sure to follow along for more content that is inspired by plants and made with love. I'll see you in the next video.